Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Head 2. I hope you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So the New York Giants, again, lost today. Commanders kicked seven field goals. How do you do that? How do you win a game or you don't score a touchdown? Well, it's funny you should ask. The Commanders did that. You scored 21 points off of field goals. My goodness. Now the Giants now 0-2. The heat is starting to build on Brian Dable, and he did not take it well after the game. He stared down a reporter when the reporter asked him, "Are you worried about your job status?" I will mention this. Even though Brian Dable looks, he looks much better. He lost a lot of weight. Something doesn't feel right about him. I don't know why. He was more interesting when he was big, fat, and that's what you want to see in a coach in football. I don't know. But I got a couple of things to read to you. This is from GiantsWire.USA today. Commanders kicked 7 field goals in 21-18 win over kickerless Giants. Man, this is about as bad as it gets. New York Giants faced off against their longtime rivals, the Washington Commanders, formerly the Washington Redskins, at Northwest Stadium on Sunday afternoon in a meeting between 2-0-1 clubs. The Giants came into the game with a 3-0-1 streak against Washington under head coach Brian Dable on the line. The Commanders entered the game with a new coaching staff led by head coach Dan Quinn and a new quarterback and first-round pick Jaden Daniels. The Giants countered with a rookie of their own, Daniels' college teammate, wide receiver Malik Neighbors. Now, I would mention that I watched a clip of Mike Francesa, and he's a little concerned about Neighbors maybe being a little too full of himself and I guess starting to complain about how he was used in the first game. The Giants would have been blown out if not for defensive coordinator Shane Bowen's red zone defense. They held Washington to 0-6 inside the 20, forcing field goals every time. The Commanders won the time of possession by a mile, 37-32 to 22-28. They ran 69 offensive plays to the Giants' 51. Now, that's not good. Washington rushed for 215 yards on the ground, averaging 6.1 yards per attempt. That's not good either. The Giants were 3 for 3 in the red zone, but did not convert any of their point after attempts. Okay, that's not good either. The game was over when Austin Seaver nailed the 7th field goal of the game with no time remaining to ice the game, 21-18. Oh, that's great. The underlying issue, however, is the poor personnel decisions Giants made by not elevating kicker Jude McAnamy from the practice squad. Instead, when Graham Gano injured himself in the opening kickoff, the Giants turned to punter Jamie Gillian, who missed the first point at the attempt. It's not good. I wonder why they scored the touchdown. Neighbors scored the touchdown in the first quarter. I was wondering what happened. And after that, why they didn't score another point. Because they didn't have a kicker. The next 2 times the Giants scored, they were forced to try for 2 points and failed both times. They also could not attempt any field goals during the game as well. That's not good. But the players of the game, running back Devin Singletary rushed for 95 yards and 16 carries and a touchdown. Malik Neighbors showed his pedigree of 10 receptions for 127 yards and a score, but had a key drop on 4th down late in the game that killed a possible winning score and drive. Oh, that'll do it. That'll do it. Quarterback Daniel Jones passed for 178 yards and 2 touchdowns with no interceptions. Completed 16 of 26 attempts for a 100.0 rating. Linebacker Mike, it doesn't matter what you call him, McFadden, led the Giants with 13 total tackles, 7 solo, and recorded a sack. Defensive back Drew Phillips racked up 12 total stops, 7 solo with a sack, and another tackle for loss. Made key stop on Austin Eckler in the 4th quarter, saving a touchdown. Safety Jason Pinnock recorded 9 total tackles and had 2 sacks. Okay. Somebody played well defensively. Kicker Graham Gano, who was on the injury report this week with a groin issue, re-injured himself, chasing down Commanders returner Austin Eckler on the opening kickoff. Eckler scored on the play, which was negated by a holding penalty. He was ruled out with a hamstring, and since the Giants did not elevate Jude McAnamany from the practice squad, punter Jamie Gilliam assumed the kicking duties. Malik Neighbors left the game in the first quarter and was checked for concussion. He returned to the game on the Giants' next possession. Mika McFadden, in his first action since injuring his groin, in week 1 of the preseason, went down in the second. He went down. It's not good. Went down. That's an unfortunate kind of way to say it. Went down in the second quarter after stopping Jaden Daniels for a loss. He returned to the game shortly thereafter. Drew Phillips exited the game midway through the fourth quarter after being shaken up and making a touchdown-saving tackle on Austin Eckler. He returned. Boy, a lot of guys got hurt and came back. My goodness. Cornerback Cordell Flute left the game last in the fourth quarter with an undisclosed injury and also returned. What is this, like, faking out? It's got to be faking out. What's next for head coach Brian Daboll will hold a Zoom call with the team's beat writers on Monday afternoon before the few players are also made available. The Giants will return to practice on Wednesday ahead of a Week 3 game against the Cleveland Browns at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Kickoff is scheduled for 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Sunday afternoon. Wow. This sounds wonderful. This sounds like a wonderful game to watch. Giants scored 2 touchdowns. That's great. Didn't get the extra point. Don't have a kicker for the game. Can't. Had some good red zone defense, but, allowed 7 field goals. What a mess. This is not getting better. And now they're 0-2. This is not obviously a good situation. They'll need to win next week. What's disheartening is that the Giants have beaten up on the Commanders for the last few years, specifically under Brian Daboll. There's no reason for them to have lost this game. But when things tend to go from bad to worse very quickly in the NFL, especially if your team is not very talented, and this team's just not talented enough. And the coaching has taken a step back, it seems, just off of these first 2 games. And I just really don't know what to say at this point, because this is it's almost like the same nonsense that we've been dealing with for the last 12 years with this organization. You see a big step forward with the coach, then you take a big step back, and then it collapses. I don't understand it. Well, maybe you can understand it, enlighten me on what's going on with the New York Giants. And I want to thank you for coming by. Please subscribe to Baseball Hut 2, and I'll see you later.